What's up, YouTube? Long time no see. John Wick sniping here. There's only one subject left to talk about, right? AMC. Nothing else is gonna get it done. I watch every other YouTuber these days that we're familiar with regarding stocks. They just any other subject, just no views. YouTube won't promote it. I'll be honest with you. I've had a couple other videos that I've tried to upload with some real in-depth AMC talk, and YouTube, the platform, just won't upload it. It'll sit there for like 3 hours. So I hope that you guys can see this video. I'm going to try to upload it. If it doesn't take 3 hours, then I'll let it go through. But what's the point of making a video that is 3 to 5 hours old, possibly? If it goes through, I wind up just usually deleting it. So it seems like there is a lot going on with AMC, right? These days, you've got a court decision today. Funny thing is, I don't hear anybody talking about what if things don't go AMC's way, not the retail investors' way. We know that it seems like a large majority of the investors that are still holding AMC want the judge to deny the conversion of APE by way of an illegal vote. They illegally got the, I told you guys that. I told you guys that in the video, that they'd get the votes, and Adam Aaron wound up trying to make it like, oh wow, congratulations guys, you made the right decision. It was you guys that voted for this. Wow, you made the right decision. But as we know, that wasn't likely what the retail investor that got involved in this play for a short squeeze or a moass got involved in the stock for. So seeing a lot of YouTubers missing, which I told you guys eventually would happen. It's mostly the pumpers. They're all running. There's really only one guy left, and that's you, Lou. And I've seen now what's going on with the beef between Lou and Teddy, which I think is pretty stupid. Let me tell you how many fights I've ever really gone through YouTube that have started this way actually happening. 0. So if you're a real tough guy, tough guys don't talk, especially on a public forum. If you're going to do something, I come from the day that killers move in silence. You're not going to know when someone's actually wanting to do something to somebody else. They're not going to be making it public. So 100% that's not going anywhere. But honestly, it's not even any of my business. It's just I saw it today and I just wanted to make an opinion about it. I really don't care, other than the fact that I just know nothing's going to happen there. But let's talk about this. I think today this decision in court is still lose-lose for the retail investor. The judge rules in favor of AMC and allows the vote to be valid and the conversion to take place. My opinion is the retail investor loses because then you'll have the reverse split, and you know what'll happen after that. If the judge rules in the retail investors' favor and says that the vote is illegal, which I think would be the most interesting circumstance. It doesn't mean much because I believe that AMC and their attorneys will appeal that decision. So you could potentially just be tied up in a very long, drawn out situation. And that's pretty much why they have a settlement on the table, is to kind of just shut whoever's still holding this stock and still angry about the illegal naked shorting. They just want to shut you up and make you go away. That's why I told you in a previous video that had I still had shares and had I still believed in this nonsense of a moass actually happening in today's stock market, I would have never accepted any sort of settlement, because then you'll probably sign away the ability to sue individually, sue the company, sue Adam Aaron, sue whoever you could possibly sue, because they're going to say, hey, upon taking this small offer, you waive your right to do so. That's what I believe. I'm not a legal expert, but knowing what I know in the limited capacity of the law and in this particular situation, that's my opinion. This is not legal advice. I am not a legal expert, so do not use this video to make any decisions on your stock or on your legal motives. Here's the situation, guys. My strong opinion has been recently, actually even stronger, is that just this play's dead. This is over with. anybody's still talking about is just looking for ad revenue. I never lie to you guys, really. So I tell you straightforward that, yeah, if I want a video to be looked at, I'm gonna have to give my opinion about AMC. So this is me doing so that I can keep my channel, still moving, still getting some views and stuff like that, still getting some ad revenue until I decide what to do with the channel when I switch it over. And off this topic, I think the stock talk on YouTube is absolutely dead. I think AMC ruined it. I think a lot of YouTubers that sucked out a lot of ad revenue, they ruined it. They're already, moved on with their tons of money that they made, and they're doing other things. I don't see anybody else very successful talking about stocks. It doesn't really matter what you talk about. Options, you can literally point something out that might have 1,000,000% gain, and nobody's going to give a shit. YouTube's not going to recommend it to new viewers. So it's pointless to really talk about stock these days. As I said long ago, this was never going to happen. This was never going to go down the way you thought. Said this in many videos long time ago. I took a lot of abuse from other YouTubers that were clicked up, and now they have disappeared. Guys like Tony Denaro, whoever rolled with him. Boss Blunt's never gave an opinion on my channel, but you can include that guy in there. You can include AMC Bigums. I remember at one time it was Pantheon, and then the other Canadian guy. It was like a team of Canadians all of a sudden at one point got involved with AMC and started dropping hopium content. Those guys are all gone. Fact of the matter is that they juiced you, they juiced YouTube, they juiced the ad revenue. They like those monthly direct deposits coming from Google, and it was easy to do. You looked up StockTwits, you looked on various other platforms that were just pumping out all kinds of conspiracies and ideas and hopium that got you to believe that this could potentially ride up. Told you guys, if the YouTuber wasn't showing you that they actually had shares, in some cases, if they weren't showing you their face, what were you actually doing? You were actually believing in these people. But now if you've become at least a savvier stock trader, you would have learned by walking in through the AMC door, you would have learned at this point that the stock market's not going to allow something to ride up that fast, that strong at once. And that's basically all you would have gotten with AMC. It would have never been like a multi-day 1,000% runner. But we're not there anymore anyway. The stock market is totally managed at this point. It's totally corrupted. Shorting is unlimited. You can do it illegally. It doesn't really matter. There's nobody to cry to. The SEC's tied in. All of the big companies are tied in. All the CEOs are tied in. So the market is not going to allow a stock that everybody's learning about to rip thousands of percent. It's not going to happen, folks. I told you years ago that the halts will control any sort of major price movement going up, and they will temper it down, and they will clean up whatever they have to clean up. And typically, with every halt, each one is longer, so it gives more time for any closed door cleanup operations that are going on to temper the stock so that it is not just continuously riding up, inviting new investors to try to jump in for the ride going up. So it was never really going to happen, and it is not going to happen. Not to mention that I've stated this many times before, you've got a 500 million share float. So it's just too many shares for this type of situation to happen. I'm sorry. This is pretty much the end of AMC. I don't believe that AMC will be around after all of this, or it won't be around much longer. The movie theater experience is just unfortunately dying. I've been to the theaters recently, not AMC, but they're not getting the crowds. The public just doesn't have anybody to look forward to watching anymore. My day growing up, you had, Sylvester Stallone, Steven Seagal, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis to a certain extent, Tom Cruise to a certain extent. Those are guys that you look forward to seeing in the movie theater. What was their next movie? I can't wait, I'm going. And then when they turned to the comic books, that was also very appealing in the very beginning, but now that's died off because, they're just trying to morph the stories and intertwine galaxies and storylines and so on and so forth. And I believe people have lost interest. You've got big actors that are not really going to the box office movies. They're going straight to streaming. and you're losing the situation there. Not to mention that the public, people of this country and a lot of people around the world, are really tired of supporting a actor who is acting and creating a celebrity, which and then at some point gets a powerful influence. And then when there's a agenda that needs to be pushed, well, they're going to be on board with that agenda if they want to keep the millions and billions that they're making. And people are starting to realize that that's not what they want, because some of that agenda now is affecting their children. So what's the point of watching a powerful influencer that we, the public, have created, that is in turn at some point receiving an agenda that is counter to our beliefs? So I believe you're losing Hollywood actors in large part for that reason. So I don't see how the movie theater industry can survive going forward. AMC, as you can see, is burning money like crazy, and they desperately needed all this money that they got from the ape bullshit that was put out. If not, they're gonna have to close the doors. So I think they're gonna close it either way. Even if they are granted this conversion by ape and they're able to take all that money and pay all the debt, it doesn't matter. They're gonna get back into more debt. Sooner or later, the writing will be on the wall, and it will be time to make a decision about closing the doors on AMC. Unfortunately, this is what it is. I've given you multiple reasons why the movie theater experience is gonna die. I'm a lot more comfortable at home, to be honest. I'll buy my popcorn, I'll lay in my bed, and I'll watch a brand new movie that way. I don't need to go into a theater where potentially some idiot goes in there and shoots it up, or you know, there's another virus, and you know, you lose the theater experience anyway. You don't want to be, you're in a theater with, who knows, potentially 100, a couple hundred people that you don't know. You don't know what's going on in their mind. You don't know if they're sick and they're showing up. And a lot of people are avoiding that. So there's just no way that the movie theater experience survives. So unfortunately for all of us that invested in AMC or are still invested, we got played. We got played, and they took advantage of that. They took our money. They're going to continue to take your money if you're still in there. And at this point, I don't know what you're holding on for with AMC. So anyway, just wanted to come back out, show up, say hello. I know it's a long video, but hopefully you learned that with my videos, if you watch them at 2x speed, you get through them in half the time. Unfortunately, there is no good news about AMC. There won't be any good news going forward unless you're willing to learn how to short it once they do the reverse split. At this point, you might as well want the reverse split to go through so that you can have that opportunity if you want to try to recoup some money, and just basically give the biggest middle finger to AMC, Adam Aaron, and all the YouTubers that pumped you up with hopium. You can short the hell out of that stock, drive it to the ground, assist AMC in doing what they always wanted to do, which was close the doors. Unfortunately, we all got in the way of that, and we kept them around for 2+ more years. But for today, that's what I have for you guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. John Wick Sniping is out.